All right, guys, color. Are you ready? We have black. Actually, we don't. Do you see the color that looks like black? That is Prussian blue. It's a super, super dark blue.
Wait, you have two colors.
Prussian, not Russian. Prussian. Then white, then sky blue, then emerald green, purple. This is actually not yellow. It's called cadmium yellow hue, but we're going to call it yellow.
And the
This
mustard.
one is quinacridone rose. We'll call it pink. This one is a cad red hue. We'll call it red. So red, pink, yellow, purple, green, blue, white, and dark blue or Prussian blue. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Can I paint mine all pink?
You can do what you want. So I'm going to paint it. I'm going to paint it mine like you see on this printout. We'll get the easel. So let me go through step by step. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
What do we paint first?
Hydrangea.
Flowers.
Background.
Oh,
What color's in the background?
Green,
All
favorite color.
colors.
Green, what? Yellow, white,
Orange.
maybe a little bit of red. Aren't red and green opposite colors?
We gotta do different layers.
You have to be careful because if you mix those, they'll make brown. They actually make burnt sienna, which is the color of the brick wall. So we want to be careful with the red and green together. After we do the background, then we're going to come in, look in the middle of the dandelion. What color do you see in the very middle? What's in the very middle of the dandelion?
Like brown. That color.
Yes, Prussian blue. So then we put a dot of Prussian blue. Then we're going to do the colors of the dandelions. How many dandelions do we have?
Let me be careful because we can't say
I'm gonna be a stiff painter.
10.
Wait, what was we doing? Wait, what was we doing?
How many dandelions are there?
11.
Yes, 11.
11.
Now, you didn't have to do 11, but you do have to do one thing, odd numbers, not even. So,
I could do 9.
3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Don't do more than 11. Don't do less than like 5, okay? So if you want it bigger than this, we're working on 12 by 12. If you want a bigger dandelion than this size, you can do them bigger. You just wouldn't have as many. Make sense?
Wait, so like, can we do them like running into each other?
Well, yeah, they are.
No, like I mean like one like if they're really big. So like for example, like one like right here and then one like right
Yeah.
here.
So these are yours. I'm not taking these home, you are.
But I feel like I'm gonna mess it up if I don't listen to what you say.
It's a possibility, but you can't mess up paint. It's acrylic, it'll dry. You can always paint over top. You're not gonna mess up. Oh, it's not gonna happen. All right, everybody, we've got 2 paint brushes, a 1-inch flat wash and a 3/8 angle. You wanna use your 1-inch flat wash first. You want some water on your brush, run it on the side. Do not tap, don't do this. Don't do that, because that creates little raindrops and that can take your paint off of your canvas if you already started to paint. So run it on the back of your hands. If it's too much, it'll drip. You don't want a lot of water. You want a good solid covered layer. And if you have too much water, it takes forever to
It's
dry.
bubbly, but it's on my hands.
That's the conditioner on the bristles. All right, I want to start in the background. When I load my paintbrush, Wes and Luna, do y'all want to be up closer? Okay, here we go. When you load your paintbrush, do y'all know what a 45-degree angle is?
This one.
Do we know what a 45-degree angle is?
It's a cute.
Yep, like an alligator mouth, right? That's how we load our paintbrush. Now, guys, we don't want to paint with a lot of paint. Fix his canvas, baby. Fix canvas. Fix it. All right, in the background, I'm going to start with green. And what I want to do with my green is I'm going to thin it out. Now, watch. See where the paint is on my brush? Keep it at the bottom. Don't let it go past halfway. Put it on both sides, thinning the paint out. If you put too much paint on there, you kind of lose control. What I want to do is a technique called crosshatch. Basically X's or T's, okay? So that gets me covering my canvas pretty quick. It's just back and forth. As I go, when I grab other colors, I don't want to mix right in the top. I don't want to hit that paint in the top. I want to pull from the side. So let's say I want some yellow now. Just pull a little bit of yellow. You don't have to wash it off. You can work that yellow into your green. See that? Look on your printout. Is there some dark in the background? Probably, right? And which color would we use for that dark?
The dark purple.
Yeah, that dark blue. This is Prussian. So down on this side, I'm going to grab some of that dark, and I'm going to wipe that in. It's going to be kind of mixed in with some of my green. It can look a little harsh, so you want to kind of smooth the edges out. How you guys doing? Are we good? Remember, this is your first layer. Give yourself a little bit of credit. It's a lot of work, really quick. Yes, honey.
Mommy, how do I make dark green?
You add that dark blue. You see that dark blue, the Prussian blue?
Yeah.
You add a little bit of that with your green.
Mommy, you mean the one who looks like black?
Yes, ma'am, that's the one.
What's it made?
Prussian blue
Mix it with the white green.
with the green, and it'll make a darker green. All right, so I'm doing that. I'm going to put my big brush in the water and let that kind of soak for a minute.
Who made darker? Count the sheep.
All right, guys, I'm going to put a little bit, I'm going to go in slow motion.
Do we need to go water?
3 sheep.
Thank
4
you.
sheep.
Thanks.
All right, all right, a little bit of water on my brush. You see the angle of this brush? All right, so I got a little bit of water on my brush. I don't want a lot. I'm going to make circles. You see the point on your brush? I want the point at the back of my stroke. So if I'm going to the left, it's on the right. Does that make sense?
No.
See the point? See the direction I'm going? It's the point in the front or the back?
I guess the
It's the tail. Act like it's a tail on a dog and you drag it. You don't put it in the front. You don't push against it. Okay, so I want to make a circle with these brushes. And the way I'm going to do that is after I get the paint, you want me to show you on a piece of paper? I'm going to use Prussian blue. Thank you.
Wait, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of paint. Now, look at this on my printout. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. The point is facing out. I hold the brush between my fingers and I twist it in a circle, and look what it does. It makes a circle, right? So the point's on the outside. That is the circle, the inside of my dandelions. You go dark to light and back to front.
This is where I decide.
Are you ready? Now I'm gonna put mine where I see them. Show you. All right. So if I don't want to get dirty, I'm gonna do it with my brush. If I don't care about getting dirty, I'm gonna use my finger. I'm gonna show you both ways. Are you ready? Let's have some fun with this. I've got several over here, so I'm gonna put one. I'm gonna put one right here. One. And let's say, you know what? I'm tired of that. Let me use my finger, my index finger. I don't want a lot of paint. I want a little bit, right? So I've got another one here, and I've got another one here, and I got another one here. Maybe that's easier for you guys. What do you think? You can push your finger around to make that a nice circle. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do 9. I'm not going to do 11. 8
you're in the wrong color.
and 9. Okay? I've got 9.
Is it okay if some are big?
Yes. Different sizes is great. That means they're a little bit closer to you. Okay, ladies in the back row, y'all ready? Okay, watch. Okay, we've got our circles. That's going to be the middle. You don't want thick paint, so if it's still wet, maybe thin it out a little bit by making it a little bit bigger.
Wait, is this good? Oh,
Yeah, I saw yours. It's good. I'm going to thin this out because my paint was a little bit too thick. All right. Don't want them all the same size. Now what I want to do is start with the dandelions in the background and work my way forward. So let me see, the one in the background I'm going to use my small brush. If my blue paint isn't dry, I have to be careful because my colors will blend with it. I want to start with that yellow. Y'all see that yellow one? This big one's going to be like yellow. Now if that is still wet, be careful. To make it a brighter yellow or a little bit more dominant to cover, use some white.
Wait, so we're just doing paint a circle around it?
Yeah, for now, because mine's a little bit wet. Flowers. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. Now I'm also going to do a stem. I want a stem of whatever color I'm doing on my circles, all the way down. And I'm going to
Why is my
curve.
yellow light not working?
Add white to it. See, I've got that stem and it's going all the way to the bottom of the canvas. Don't do it too straight. Dandelions are a little curved sometimes, so just pull it all the way down. What you need? You need some?
The dark blue.
The dark blue? Can you walk it up to this cat, please? She's got some dark blue back there. She'll save these. Okay, the next one. Now, I don't want to do the ones on top, so I'm going to move around a little bit. I've got a pink one.
Can you go slower, please? I'm still working on one.
That's okay. At least you'll look up and see where to go next. I'm going to do pink on this one. Now that pink is a very fragile
Wait,
color.
can you show how you do the stem again?
I will on this one in just a second.
They just threw a ball down the stairs.
I can see that.
Wesley, calm it down.
All right, so the pink I mixed with white. Most of these you're going to mix with white to get it a little bit more opaque. We want that white to cover, or these colors to cover, so adding some white to it's kind of important. If you want to go over top of the middle, if it's dry enough, go over top of your middle so you can still see. It's in a super thick layer, so I can still see that dark center.
Can I darken it up too?
Yes, you can. I'm going to go ahead and do another pink one over here. Remember, kind of vary your sizes. If that blue is still wet, when you're working with this pink, it's going to turn to a purple. With my big brush, you can do the stem with the big or the little brush. I'm going to do the same color as whatever the flower is that I'm painting. And I want to pull the stem down and off to the edge of the canvas.
I still don't know how to do this.
It's just pulling it down. Light pressure. I do the stems with my big brush because I can get thinner lines with my big brush. Sometimes people like the smaller ones, but I like the bigger ones. Now I'm going to go to purple.
It'd be $95.
I messed up.
Oh, that's good. All right, so now I'm going to do purple. Now this purple is pretty dark.
Bro, why am I not getting white?